Good evening and welcome to the APISD School Board meeting. Today is Monday, July 14th, 2025. The time now is 7 p.m. and with a quorum of 5 of 7 members, I now call this meeting to order. We will begin with our pledges of allegiance led by Mr. Mullinax and invocation by Mr. Rector, if you'd like to join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let us pray. My Heavenly Father, we come before thee this evening with heavy hearts as we mourn the loss of one of our high school students. We pray, Lord, that his soul will rest in peace. We pray for his family, that you will bless him during these difficult times. We pray for our staff and our students and all who was touched by this young soldier as he traveled through this barren land. Now we come asking your blessings upon this meeting and our decisions that we make this afternoon. We also pray for the flood victims, that you will have mercy on them. We ask all these things in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. For your sake we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Mullinax. Thank you, Mr. Rector. We are now at the portion of our meeting for public testimony. Do we have anyone who signed up? Not this evening? Then we will continue on with our agenda. Next item is our superintendent's report. Mr. Bennett.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We'll start out with our calendar of upcoming events, which you have a copy of in your packet there. I will add that Wednesday, the 16th, this week, we're having that legislative update. If anybody wants to join, it's a Zoom for ESC2, be in the conference room at the administrative building. And you see in August, things get ready for the beginning of school.
Get ready, yes.
Okay, next item we have is a review of a sample disaster recovery tax relief resolution that we had prepared through the attorney. We had asked for the disaster recovery relief, the VATRE information, and what she did, she combined those things into one resolution. It really has all three. The attached sample resolution has language stating the district will seek a VATRE election. The resolution also mentions the district may seek disaster recovery tax relief based on the July 9th, 2024 Governor Abbott declared San Patricio disaster area, one of the disaster area. If the VATRE is successful, of course, those funds will continue over the years, whereas a disaster recovery relief would only be for one funding school year, this next upcoming school year. Also, since we were in a disaster area, before you can have a VATRE election, you are required to have an efficiency study done in your district, but because we are in an area affected or declared a disaster area, that is waived. All of those are mentioned in this resolution and that we're bringing to you, which we'll bring back to you for approval. This is basically a first reader for you to look over and ask if there's any questions, but we'll have to bring it back for you to call an election by August 18th.
Trustees, any questions or comments at this time regarding the resolution and all that it will enable the district to do? If not, we'll continue on, Mr. Bennett.
Okay. And again, that covers parts 3B and 3C.
And C. Okay.
Yes,
thank you.
Next, under presentations, we have Ms. Waugh and Mr. Romes to present on STAR data and CTE course overview.
Good evening.
Can you hear? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Can you scroll up, please, just a little bit? Thank you. All right. Well, this evening we are going to go over the reflection of our 2025 STAR and EOC scores. And as you can see, this will be our message from the curriculum department is it is a growth, and we are committed to helping improve our scores over the next year. As you will see on the next few slides, we unfortunately have performed below the region and state averages in all areas of the approaches, meets, and masters. While this data may seem discouraging at a first glance, we do want you to know that we have worked together as a team with urgency, integrity, and intentionality. And with that being said, if you'll stop right there, if you'll go back, I'm sorry. All right, so we will have our curriculum alignment, which we have talked about throughout the year, and we will continue with the curriculum alignment and the new math curriculum that has been brought in. The next one, instructional integrity. So not only no longer just teaching with fidelity as an option, but we have to make sure that we have integrity in what it is that we are teaching. We will have data-driven decisions along with our new data coach that we've brought on this year. Professional learning will be provided to all staff members, including our leadership team and one of the LASSO 3 grants that is dedicated to that. As a leadership team, we definitely have a culture of belief. We believe in our staff, we believe in our students, and we're ready to take on this challenge. And we just want to remind everyone, you know, we're not defined by a single snapshot of data. We are defined by our response to it. This year, we are committed to teaching with intention, assessing with purpose, and supporting with our hearts. And the next few slides has it broken down by our meets and masters for math, reading, science, and social studies from 3rd grade through high school EOCs. And then the last slide is just if you have any questions or comments.
Trustees, at this point of our, after this presentation, we've had the opportunity to meet as a district leadership in our roundtable last week. Upon your review and based on the overview, thank you for providing that overview. Trustees, do you have any comments, questions, concerns? No. Oh, okay.
Mr. Romes is going to present on the CT.
Oh, okay, yes. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Bennett. Good evening, board. It's good to see you guys.
Amen.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about our CTE programs. Stop me at any point. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go over our It's okay. I can, I'll just talk about each pathway. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each pathway that we offer at the high school, and then how many students are enrolled in that pathway and how many certifications it's produced. So I'll start with graphic design. So our graphic design currently has 8, and when I say currently, I mean this upcoming year, because we've already had students fill out their course requests. And so graphic design right now has 87 students in it. Last year it yielded 13 certifications, and those certifications would be in this past year, that certification would have been in Adobe, which is a very difficult certification to get, and it's very sought after. So, but out of 87 students this upcoming year, we've had 13 previous certifications. So we're pretty excited about that. We did have this past year with those 13 certifications, we were the highest certified Adobe test in our region. So that we were pretty excited about that. Not many schools offer that pathway as well. One of the reasons why is because it is such a difficult test to go through. Now we have kind of changed graphic design for this next year. We're still going to offer it. Mr. McClendon, who was a junior high teacher, he's going to be coming up to the high school to teach that course for us. But we also have a business pathway. The business pathway has not yielded any certifications in 2 years. So we, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is insanity, right? So we made a teacher change, and so Dr. Worley, who's been doing very well in the graphic design part, has a business degree, and so we're moving her over into the business pathway. Currently, we have 141 students signed up for that pathway. So it's grown almost double, and that's because of the teacher change. And we've also changed our trajectory as far as classes go, and so we don't have to offer the Microsoft Master's course anymore, which is, again, extremely difficult to get. We're offering global entrepreneurship and global finance, so that will be an entrepreneurship certification, which actually will do, colleges seek that much more than they do the Microsoft Adobe or Microsoft Office master's courses. So we're really excited to be offering that so that students can move straight into that career pathway as they move into college. Okay, so then let's talk about our education and training. Education and training currently has 89 students enrolled in that pathway. It has yielded 6 certifications. Now you're going to say 6 certifications, why is it so low? It's so low because you cannot get certified until you've turned 18 and until you've graduated. So think about when you were 18 and you had just graduated high school, did you want to come back to high school after summer and take a certification test? It's very difficult to get students to do it. And you have to do it by a certain date, because after we do the PEIMS rollover, they're no longer our student, so we cannot, by state law, offer them the test, the certification test, through Aransas Pass ISD. So it's very, very difficult. The kids love the pathway, and so that is one. And again, we have a new teacher in that pathway as well, and so that's going to be one of our focuses this year in CTE, is really ensuring that we talk up how once they turn 18 and have their diploma, bringing them back in this next year. In fact, we've already got a plan on how we're going to do that. All right, and then we're going to talk about the 2 largest pathways, and that's welding. Currently, we have 108 students signed up for welding courses. Last year, it yielded 25 certifications. It's a very viable and great pathway. Out of those 25 students, we had 6 seniors who already have jobs in their hand. I was, in fact, talking with a guy from Workforce Solutions today, and he was like, dude, keep sending them, because they're welders, they're eating them up right now. And actually 2 of those seniors were in the instrumentation course. And so I go to church with a guy who teaches instrumentation at Del Mar, And so he's very, Benny Polasek, and he is very, very good at placing my students in that perfect spot for them to get a job. So we were really excited about that. And then, of course, health science, 135 students currently enrolled. Last year it yielded us 109 certifications. Now, some of those are students that have gotten multiple certifications, but it's 109, and so we're really excited about that. We actually lost Hannah Rodriguez. Her husband took a job in Houston as a firefighter, and so she moved, but we were able to let's not say steal, let's say talk a teacher from Del Mar into coming over, and so she was actually teaching the course for Del Mar. She'll be now teaching that course strictly for us on our payroll, so we're really excited about that. All right, and that's it, guys. Do y'all have any questions?
How are we getting that information out to the public? I mean, is it on the website or?
Yes, sir. So we're required to put it on our CTE website. It has to be, I would have to talk with Ms. Stevenson. We have to get it on there by a certain date. That's one of the things that I've been working on this summer. So we'll do a full rollout once school starts, and that'll be because of our designation, there's very specific things that we have to do, and that's one of them. So yes, it'll be rolled out.
I was just thinking maybe I get students from other districts transfer over here just for our CTE classes.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but we've gotten, I got 3 transfers from Ingleside just this summer. So, and one of them is a graphic design kid, so I don't want to say it's all just because of CTE, but there are some great things happening at the high school, so
Right.
we're really excited about it.
Thank you.
Any other trustee questions or comments?
Well, y'all know where I am, so if you think of something, let me know. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, very well then. We are now in the portion of our meeting for financial reports. Trustees, you have these informational reports before you. As presented by Ms. Chapa.
Yes, there's 2 months of reports. I'm sorry I wasn't able to provide them to you last month. I was out on medical leave. But I will go over, there's 2 months worth. There's some for May and there's some for June. I'll go over the ones for June since the Mays are already outdated. So the accounts payable report for the month of June, we spent $454,000. On the budget status report for June, we brought in $15,581,000. We have fund balance also. We're using fund balance of $674,695, and our expenditures are at $15,993. So we're on target as well as our spending as of June to be able to balance by the end of the school year. Our tax collections for the month of June, we've collected $9,490,000, and that is at 93.92%. That's a higher average in comparison to the June 2024 report and June 2023 report. And then we have another report, which is a quarterly investment report. We've earned $62,446 of interest. That's at a return on our investment at 4.35%. If there's any questions?
Trustees, any questions or comments? Just if you could elaborate on that quarterly investment report. So what does that tell us as a district in terms of where we stand financially? Are those investments?
On the first report, to gain the maximum points, how we are rated is that we at least receive $10 per student to gain the maximum points on the first report. So we are meeting, we are gaining the whole 10 points as we are evaluated by TEA. just in this quarter alone, we brought in 62,000, so multiplied by 4, we bring in close to 250,000 per year in investments.
Anything else on the informational items of our financial reports, trustees? Okay, then if not, we will move into our board updates. We have for review, first reading of the TASB-initiated policy update 125 legal policies and local policies. There are, whoops, I apologize, it just, okay. So we have BDAA local officers and officials, duties and requirements of board officers, BDB local, board internal organization regarding board committees, BDF local, board internal organization regarding advisory committees. Then also included is EI local for academic achievement, FDE local admissions and school safety transfers, and then FFAC local wellness and health services regarding medical treatment. So the first 3 of those are specific to changes in language that you have there in your board book that are specific to the board, and that we will align our board operating procedures as applicable. Also incorporated are explanatory notes. And these will be policies that are replacing existing policy, except for BDF, which is a new one on advisory committees for the school board. That new policy, as you're looking at BDF, in our internal organization of advisory committees, not only is there a name change, but from citizen advisory committees to just advisory committees, but the language there's language that has been moved from BDB local on board committees and updated to clarify specifically how advisory committees are formed and the parameters of their responsibilities. Again, this is the first reading. We can anticipate that this will be back at our next regular meeting as an action item. But at this time, trustees, do you have any questions or concerns or anything that you would like us to look at further before next month's action item? Mr. Bennett, do you have anything further, or wind of anything else coming down the pike from TASB?
Not at this time. I mean, they would send it in, if they were making any kind of board changes that we're aware of or going to be aware of, it would be in this update at this time, so.
Okay. Well, trustees, if you do have questions later on after tonight, if you will please email them to Mr. Bennett and myself. Our next item, if there's nothing further, we ready to go, trustees? Our next item is to review a draft resolution regarding the appointment of Board of Director members of the Aransas County Appraisal District, in which we are one of their public taxing entities. So at this time, they are have provided this resolution to the taxing entities of not only applicable ISDs, cities, and this one-page resolution is before us for any review or comment. Additionally, if the composition of board members that's in the proposed resolution, if we would like to be seated, then we could submit that as a recommendation to revise the resolution. Currently, the board for the the Board of Directors for the Aransas County Appraisal District consists of 5 members. And of those 5 seats, 1 is from Aransas County, 1 is from the Rockport-Fulton, 3 are from the Rockport-Fulton ISD, and then 1 from the city of Rockport. Opportunity is available for Port Aransas and Aransas Pass. The terms are for 2 years. It's a calendar year beginning on January 1. And this also will come back at our next board meeting as a action item. Any questions or comments at this time, trustees? Okay, if not, we will move on to requests for future topics. I will note that we were going to have a legislative update this month at this portion of our meeting, but because, as Mr. Bennett mentioned, we have the legislative update tomorrow, we'll wait to see what comes out of that. So at this time, trustees, does anyone have an item for future meeting? Any topics that you would like to add? Hearing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. And so this is the portion of our meeting that we can approve these items collectively. However, if any trustee would like to pull an item for further discussion, we can address and discuss that one separately. On tonight's consent agenda, we have for consideration, we have the minutes from our regular board meeting from June 9th, 2025. Then we also have renewal of adjunct faculty agreement with Texas A&M AgriLife, San Patricio County Extension. We have the 2025-2026 Texas Teacher Evaluation and Support System Appraisal Calendar, Appraisers, and Procedures. And then we also have renewal of resolution to recognize extracurricular status of San Patricio County 4-H organization. There's just for minor correction, I would like to pull the minutes. And to avoid the appearance of conflict of interest for items B and D, I'm going to let Mr. Molinax preside over the remainder of the consent agenda.
Okay, and again, you want to pull the minutes for that, what do you want to pull it for to talk about?
There is just a correction on our board update section on page. Let's see here. It is on, I'm sorry, page 1 of the minutes from our last meeting. We did have the request that you had asked for the legislative discussion. It just was not reflected in the minutes, so we just need to add that sentence. That's all.
So did you get that correction, Ms. Adami? Okay, do we have any discussion on the consent agenda items other than the correction to the minutes that Mrs. Butler had made? Any corrections, any other comments? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Butler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rodriguez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes got it. Motion carried. And I will turn the meeting back over to Ms. Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Mullinex. We'll now move on to our action agenda. Next item is the 2025-26 Memorandum of Understanding between APISD and the Community Action Corporation of South Texas Head Start Birth to 5 program, disabilities component, and kindergarten transitions. Mr. Bennett.
Okay, that's a mouthful. This
It is.
this was actually brought to you earlier from by Miss Johnson. It's the same memorandum of understanding, but with us having Head Start, and they wanted to make sure the names and all that were correct on here, and it does have my name now in place. But this is basically the child find component of Head Start, which we already we abide by all these things that are in this memorandum of understanding as it is. So that's why we're bringing it to you tonight for consideration.
Trustees, upon your review of this memorandum of understanding, are there any questions, comments? Anybody need another moment or so to refresh your memory?
We accept the MOU.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Stansberry to approve in accepting this particular MOU with the school district and the Community Action Corporation of South Texas Head Start program. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mullinex. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Next item under our action agenda is considered.
I'm sorry, Ms. Butler. I missed, you had a couple of items on the consent agenda that I missed, that I want to make sure I go back and cover those. We had the Sandpit Agency facility and the one on the appraisal calendar.
Yes, if we'll just go back for clarification to the consent agenda. I believe were those items approved as is under Mr. Rector's motion?
I'd like to cover, because when you read them off before you walked away, that was part of the consent. motion on it, the second and it passed, so that should cover all of it.
Unless, did you have a question on one of those items? Did you want to go back and discuss?
No, I just didn't,
The
I didn't, I didn't,
substitute.
ta- I didn't bring that up as part of the motion. I just got the consent agenda, but just part of that. We just talked about the minutes, but I don't think we didn't really discuss that much. But I just want to make sure, for clarification, that we covered that those were improved as well, and we approved the consent agenda.
So she added that under the consent agenda,
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
except for the minutes, so.
So we will go back, because the minutes was amended as a separate item. So thank you, Mr. Stansberry and Mr. Molinax. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as amended for the regular board meeting of June 9th, 2025?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Rector. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Molinax. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Yeah, so just for clarification, the consent agenda, we can take action on that full consent agenda unless there's an item that's pulled for discussion by any trustee. And since we had that minor amendment to the minutes, you both are correct. Okay. So now our next item on our action agenda is to consider and approve a compensation plan for the 2025-2026 school year, including TASB salary market adjustments, salary schedules, stipends, substitute pay, and an addition to payroll and benefits. And so trustees, you do have all reference documents in your board book. And we'll allow Ms. Chapa to lead us on this item.
Yes, this item is being presented to you for consideration so that we can assist with recruiting efforts, hiring efforts early in July for those hard to fill positions. All the information that is presented, the compensation plan, the market adjustments by TASB, the salary schedules, and the stipends are all the same as our prior special meeting. Same information that has been reviewed. What changes, and this is, the board had requested, look into the substitute pay and seeing if there is any additional benefits that we could provide to our staff. So we looked at the substitute schedule. We're adding $10 per day to the substitute schedule. And we're adding $200 for reimbursement, a health reimbursement account for each employee. This is in lieu of the rising cost of health insurance. However, not all employees take the health insurance plan. So now we're doing a health reimbursement account for all employees at $200. If there's any questions?
Trustees, questions or comments?
All within the budget that we worked on last week,
Yes, sir.
workshop rather.
I'd like to thank the staff for going back and looking where there's an opportunity for us to improve or further advance our compensation plan. Pay is a big part of that. We know that teachers are finally getting that increase from the state. But as we look at what can we do overall for our biggest asset, which is the employee pool that we have here in Aransas Pass. And so, in addition to what has been presented tonight, I know staff, because this is a question I had, they looked at even life benefits. They went through, health insurance. They looked at a number of things to see what we could possibly do within this upcoming budget year. And so I know this is something that is, we'll just need to monitor, and then as we have opportunities, additional finances, that whatever we can do to help relieve our employees, in this case with the new reimbursement accounts that they will receive, that will alleviate their out-of-pocket costs. So on health-related, medical-related expenses, right? Is that what you're talking about, that one? Okay.
Also, I forgot to mention, one of the things that had been brought up at our special meeting was look at the life insurance policies. We're not at 10,000, we're at 20,000, so that's where it needs to be. It's a higher amount in comparison to other schools, or at the same level with
Okay.
other schools. It's not below.
Thank you for that clarification. That was another concern I know that came out of that workshop, so.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ms. Chop. She's worked diligently since since that was brought up to find different ways to add to our compensation plan. So she's put in a lot of work and looking for these things.
Thanks again to you and your team. We appreciate it. Trustees, any other comments or questions regarding the compensation plan for the upcoming school year and the pertinent tables, schedules? Okay. If not,
I will make a motion to approve the compensation plan for 25-26 school year, including the TASB salary market adjustments, salary schedules, stipend, substitute pay, in addition to the payroll benefits.
we have a motion to approve by Mr. Stansberry. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thanks again. We appreciate bringing our employees up to market on these adjustments and also the benefit improvements. Okay, our next item is consider and approve the district-initiated proposed policy update to FD Local and FM Local. And trustees, you have both of these items in your packets. Mr. Bennett, would you like to lead us off on this one?
Yes, ma'am. These are the proposed revisions for, as Ms. Butler said, FM local or FD local, which would either allow or not allow homeschool participation in UIL activities. FM local would allow, if that's the provision that you would like to pass. FD local has a section in it for students not enrolled to school that our district would not allow them to participate in UIL activities. And if you, as we spoke about before, if you do not pass a revision to your policy, then by September 1st, then then homeschool students are allowed to participate. So if you would like that, you don't have to act, or you can put in FM local, which would allow. FD local has provisions that would not allow homeschool participation in UIL activities.
The question is, do we have any homeschool trying to play UIL?
Speaking with Coach Davis, has not had anyone approach, has not heard of any. I don't know if Mr. Rones has had. Ban?
So again, for our viewers and anyone who's concerned about this item, this is a, even though it says a district initiated, it is we're adhering to the state requirement. And so when Mr. Bennett referred to, if we don't take action by September 1, that's the state's mandates. The state of Texas has set that default, that if ISDs don't address it in their policy by default, then students who are homeschooled would be, yes, they could participate in UIL activities at our campus.
I'm just gonna think out loud, because I can see both sides of it. Pros and cons. allowing them, I mean, that would probably help them individually. But I wonder how much that would hurt our students that are enrolled, okay? And if we don't allow it, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we got kids that's not going to, school with our kids. They want to go on a band trip. Is that the only reason why they're wanting to, get into band? Are they going to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning to practice and all that? I mean, if they can't get up at 7 o'clock to go to school, how are they going to get up at 6 o'clock and go practice marching? I'm just talking generally, okay? I'm not saying they will or they won't. I mean, there's a reason for homeschooling, right? They don't want to conform to the rigors of public school. Be honest about it. Personally, I think we should not allow them to participate if they're not going to our school or not getting the revenue for it.
Now, there are,
An opinion. I mean, everybody, there's 5 of y'all, or 4 of y'all.
so Mr. Stansbury is, you're correct that there are different ways to look at this, and there are probably different reasons why families choose homeschooling. Some don't want to be part of public education. Some feel that their child may do better with that. There is organized homeschooling, and then there's, but what this state law provides is that those children who are homeschooled within our community would be able to come and participate in UIL activities, whether it's band, athletics, academic type of programs, whatever that is, they would be able to participate. And so with that participation, if they're part of that team, that squad, then it's not just at the end and going to, in this case, if we use the example of band, they would be part of band, and so they would have to be at the band practices, and they would participate in as whatever that band program requires. So it wouldn't be just the band trip, they would have to be at practices, just like if it's athletics, the fine arts, whatever the case may be, they would be allowed to participate. And so they would have to be in a team member, whatever team that is, that student group. And without us knowing potentially specifically which APISD programs they would want to enroll in, it's hard to say what the cost would be unless, if it's band, they have to, our current students have to get their own instruments, correct? As a district, what we would be looking at is the participation, including them, accommodating them for the size of the band, for number of students that need to be on the bus, that kind of thing.
I will say,
Making sure we have that ratio of whatever leader, coach, whomever, with the number of students, make sure we have enough coverage there.
I was going to say, I think the state there is an allowance per student in each sport that they are homeschooled would be participating in. I want to say $1,500, but I would have to look to make sure that that's what it is.
So the state is providing funds to help offset. If it's not covering it, it would at least help contribute to what what any ISD would, in Texas at least, would incur with the additional students that we're not receiving ADA income off of.
I kind of concur with Mr. Stansbury that, like band, how are they going to, if they're not here for the band practice, in their homeschooling, they're going to come over here for band and just go for the band class, or they're just going to do it at home and just participate in the event. There's a lot of questions in that. And in the same way with football, you're going to participate, you're going to show up for practice. You may never start, but at least you can participate in that. So, and we got athletics periods and band periods during the day. So are they going to come on campus for those classes only, or, in that? I mean, there's just a lot of unknowns there.
One thing I'm thinking, worst case, this is UIO events, right? The UIO, I lost my page.
It says curricular or extracurricular activities.
What does the policy say for UIO events?
Extracurricular activities is all it.
Okay, this practice is considered extracurricular activity?
Yes, sir.
You tell a kid, okay, you can participate in football. When he shows up on Friday night, he expects to play, even though he don't go to practice. You know what I'm saying? What's
Ne-
the fine line there?
I don't know that that's the intent here. I think
I
it's,
know, but some parents may.
if you sign up to be on the team and you're on the roster, then you would have to be at the practices. You'd have to, and
I'm just
that would be the responsibility.
playing devil's advocate here. I mean, if I'm a parent, you said he could play at UIL events. The UIL event is the game Friday night.
Or it could be singing. It could
Or it could
be
be
performing
singing.
in fine arts.
Exactly.
It could be a,
Nothing says he had to go to practice. That would be the coach's role. That's not what the policy's saying.
well, it says activities. It doesn't say just the game. It doesn't say, it doesn't specify all the different events. It's just a more global, broader description of curricular or
Why I bring it
extracurricular activities.
So
Yeah, it just don't seem right.
I don't know.
Are you hearing anything from other school districts? Are they redefining or elaborating on the definitions within current policy?
Not that I'm aware of.
What are the other districts doing? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard one way or the other.
I had this in the South Texas newspaper, and I can't remember exactly what it said.
So there are two additional policies that are referenced. So we have the FD, but also it says CEEL and FM. Our proposed FM just says for eligibility of a private school student, including a homeschool student, to participate in extracurricular activities. And it refers back to FD. And FD is where it mentions CEEL. EEL, there's not a change to EEL. That was not included, so I don't know if that means EEL will stay the same. Okay, let me go back to EEL. I believe EEL talks about, CTE, Educational Services, Junior ROTC. But those aren't UIL. I apologize. So it doesn't say UIL. It just says curricular and extracurricular. So it's not limited to UIL. Is that the interpretation, Mr. Bennett?
Well, on FM, the district shall make no distinction between absences for UIL activities and absences for other extracurricular activities. So it really doesn't make a distinction other than say that they can participate in extracurricular activities because, I mean, say if your choir, you have a choir that practices and sings, does a concert at school, but they're not in a UIL, that would be an extracurricular activity, and they would be allowed or not allowed to participate in that according to what you choose.
So this,
got to-
yes,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I got to assume since if we don't do anything, then they can participate. That's what the state, what the policy says, right?
The regulation, yes, by the state.
The state's saying, unless we say no, the answer is yes.
Correct.
Because if there's other schools, it's allowing it to happen.
And then the state is going to have
So if we allow it,
some
if we
monetary
we don't do anything,
offset.
allow it to happen, then they have to follow the guidelines to be on whatever
curricular, extracurricular, whatever it is.
They gotta do.
Yeah, so it's not just athletics, it's not just band, it's,
I know if I talk it out loud, I can.
so that initial,
Like Mrs. Butler mentioned, there's a reason why some kids are going through homeschool, you know, regardless what the reason is. If they deserve to be part of a sport or something, I mean, I think they would earn that, you know, by showing, keeping up their grades, talking to teachers. But if they don't earn it, maybe that little push will help them, you know, better themselves. I can do this, you know. I may not be okay to do it at school, but I'm home. I want to do this. I want to learn, and they're showing how far they can go at home. I think they have the right to earn something with the sports, and just share with the parents. These are the regular, the guidelines, and there's a procedure that's got to be followed, and they agree to it. If they don't meet them, well, I mean, that's what I think. Because I know some kids do want to do it, and if they follow through, I think they have the right to earn it.
Well, my other question would be, I know for UIL events, in that there's the academic scores that the coaches have to put in for every student. So if a student's being homeschooled, how do we verify their scores that they're eligible to participate in that sport? The parent's going to say, well, he made an A on all his classes, or is the state going to give us some type of information to say that? I mean, there's just 1,001 questions when you open those doors up, so.
so has TASB, TEA, anybody provided that additional guidance on how, again, it's not just UIL events, but for those activities that are UIL, and we have to ensure that the participants are in academic good standing, how would we do that for not just homeschoolers, but also this would include private schools? So there could be someone going to a private school where they don't have these extracurricular activities, so then they want to take advantage of what the state of Texas has passed to allow, no, I'm not vouchers. No, so what I'm saying is it's not just homeschool children, it's also children that are in private schools. This says a student enrolled in a private school, comma, including homeschool. And we say either they are or they're not eligible for concurrent enrollment in the district, nor or participation or not is what we need to determine. So as a district, are we going to allow it, or are we not going to allow students from private schools and homeschools to participate in curricular and extracurricular activities through our district?
September 1st.
Yeah, I was about to say, if y'all have this many questions that we need to find some more answers to, we can always table it. You could email me a list of questions, and we can get all of this information together for you, and you could
Well,
make a-
what I'm
make a
thinking about,
decision.
it goes along with the state legislature passing the vouchers. When they pass the vouchers to give kids, this is my own personal opinion, when they pass vouchers to give the kids to go to private schools, that they're going to private schools, but they may not have an athletic program. So now they're trying to say, okay, all you parents that are putting your kids in private school because we're giving you extra money to do that and not giving public schools that money, okay, you can go send your kid to play football, but we're not giving you any extra money for it. And that's just my own personal opinion. So, I mean, It's just a way the state legislators kind of adjusted things around to try to put it to where, you know, you go to a private school, we're not getting any money for that kid, but he's going to come and participate in all your stuff. That's just my own personal opinion
Well,
on it.
to add something I was thinking about the, we're working on getting our scores up and all that. We've got such criteria we've got to meet to pass, right? I know for a fact homeschooling, they're not as strict on scores as public schools are. And Mr. Holmes, you can tell me if that is a misstatement or not, but I'm thinking that if they prove that they are not actually passing, and say they played basketball or whatever, we've got a team that goes 30-0. They're playing basketball and find out that they did not pass. Every game that that kid played in, you got to forfeit. Now we're going to hurt the other 10 or 15 kids that's on the team, because now they automatically lose 15, 20, 30 games because you got a player that did not pass.
And so I think this is where we do need that guidance from the state on
So
the academic
we got to look at other kids
standing.
that are going to be involved as well, because we don't want to punish, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to have the parents sitting there and says, "Y'all voted to let that kid play." I mean, that's facts.
Well, again, it's not just homeschool.
It's
That-
you know,
It's private school as well, and there's some
going to the
very
point.
nice private schools
Right.
academically. So that's where we need that guidance back from the state or from Walsh Gallegos, our attorneys, somebody to say what administratively, what does the district need to do to ensure, especially if it's a UIL sanctioned activity, band, sport, athletics, fine arts, so that we know whether or not, I don't know that our students would be in jeopardy if a student that is not enrolled with us, if we say, yes, we will allow it, what is that impact to the district? What do we need to do? If we still have the requirement to ensure that all participants are in good academic standing, how do we do that for children who are not our students? They're not enrolled, we're not grading them, we're not doing report cards for them or progress reports. How do we do that? And so I don't know if we have that answer tonight.
Plus, I'd like to know what the other schools in the counties doing, and our neighboring schools.
You know, so are the guardians responsible for transportation to and from the school, you know, for those private students who are attending private schools or homeschooled? The guardians or parents, or if they are able to drive themselves, if it's a high schooler, they're able to come back and forth to whatever period of day that fine arts is meeting, the band is meeting, athletics is meeting, whatever the case may be, and then any other extracurricular activities that we might have. So one of the questions we're pretty sure that there is some type of funding coming back from the state to offset the cost that potential cost the school district would have depending on the activity. You know, if it's band or athletics, there's probably going to be a uniform. Other type of activities, there might be just a T-shirt or other equipment. And we have certain equipment and services that we provide that it doesn't matter how many kids are using them. It's going to be there. We still have to maintain it, regardless if we have 20 or 200. Based on our conversation tonight and the additional questions, and to allow staff some time to see if there is some guidance from one of the state agencies, or maybe our attorneys, the law firm who is reviewing these for other school districts as well, if we can get some additional guidance. Would the board consider tabling this item until our next meeting?
next month since we got a little bit of time. I don't feel comfortable making a decision one way or the other without knowing some more facts.
Okay, it looks like three of us shaking our heads to that. So do we have a motion to table item 8C, consider and approve district-initiated proposed policy update to FD local and FM local?
So moved.
Motion to table by Mr. Stansberry. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Rector. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor to table, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Our next item is to consider and approve an additional bank account for the athletic department through Prosperity Bank. Mr. Bennett.
I believe this one is Ms. Chappa's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Chapa.
About this one.
This was at the request of the athletic department. This will allow them to have more flexibilities for their fundraising money, much like the campuses that they have their own bank account. The athletic department does do fundraising. This bank account will still be required to follow the administrative business office policies and procedures. We'll still continue to audit them and have them do bank reconciliations on a monthly basis. This is just to align it with how we offer bank accounts at the campuses now. Also have it at the athletic department for their fundraising money.
Trustees, any questions or concerns about on this item?
It
Yes, sir. Did you have something else?
It requires 2 signatures on the checks.
Okay.
John, you were approached with this? That your name's on there?
I'm not opposed to it.
They talked to you about it already?
Well, I just,
I think he's clicking on the item. So again, the school district already has these types of accounts. It's just now setting up one for the athletic department that would still be under the umbrella of the school district, under the authority of the school district, requiring 2 signatures, subject to the audit process and so forth. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
I bet we approve, I don't have it.
We have a motion by Mr. Stansberry to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further, I'm sorry, second by Mr. Rector. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. The motion carries.
it's just my name on it, I just recluse myself from that.
This is
He's one of the signees.
signees,
Signers
signers
for the budget,
shall be.
by these people.
Oh, it says shall, not just will. I mean, pool. Okay.
That's why I was curious if he can do it ahead of time to okay him to be a signer.
The board has approved for him to do so. But what he was saying is that he did not vote because he was recusing himself from this action item. So if you will, please let the record reflect that Mr. Melinex did not vote on this item because he is a participant in the process. So he recused himself. That's why you didn't hear a vote from him. Thank you. Okay, our next item, last item on our action agenda is consider and approve a donation from Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union. Okay.
Right, this is Ms. Miller, you know, our marketing wanted to see if she could find some sponsorship to get some shirts for the staff for the first day. And she approached them and they did agree to provide the funds to order these T-shirts, which would be every staff member in the district. I don't know if she added, if this has the picture. believe so. But they're gonna be purple shirts with the new Panther logo. And, Grow Greatness. On the
Okay,
front.
that's on the front.
Yes, ma'am.
Trustees, do we have any comments or questions about this?
Move we approve the donation from the credit union.
We have a motion to approve the donation by Mr. Stansberry. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rector. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. My screen just went off here. Do you have yours open?
No, what do you need?
To go into closed session.
Open section action items from the closed session.
I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. You got it? Okay. Thank you. Our next item is to convene an executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.001, concerning any and all purposes permitted by the act. Section 551.074, personnel, regarding resignations, new hires information, and staffing update. The time now is 8:12 p.m. We are closing our open session and will convene an executive session. Thank you. The time now is 8:39 p.m. We have closed our executive session and are reconvening an open session to act on any items requiring action. So action from the closed session. Do we have a motion to accept the resignation as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Mullinex to accept the resignation as presented tonight. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Stansberry. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Motion carries. Is there anything further for this evening, Mr. Bennett?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Trustees? Anything else? With no further business of this board, the time now is 8:40 p.m. We are now adjourned.